Now this is what I call inception. We're sitting by a fire while sitting by a fire in real life.
Turn right, then arrive at your destination.
Hello YouTube. As you can tell, it is very busy here. I don't think I have ever seen this amount of cars here. It is actually kind of insane. I'm at the Morrison trail in the Allegheny. Probably going like 3-4 miles in, maybe 5. Hopefully get a good sight around there, but based on the amount of people here, some of the good ones might be taken. So we'll see how it goes. See you out there. All right, I don't even know what to talk about, but I want to do a tracking video of me and see how it goes. This is the first time I'm actually using a gimbal, pretty much ever. Got it like a month ago, and I tested it out a couple times like in the house, but that's about it. So, I don't know how this looks, but you're getting good angles of me. You're tracking me pretty good. Looks like it. That's pretty cool. I never used one of these before, and yeah, I really like this. That's how I got the one bit of footage earlier when I was walking across the bridge and it followed me. No, I don't have a cameraman. I am my cameraman. I typically go backpacking alone, and I really enjoy it. It'd be fun with people too, and sometimes I will go with people in the future, especially now that I got enough gear where I can share. But yeah, no, I genuinely enjoy the peace of going alone. It's just a really good reset when you do it. It feels really nice. And I don't know about you, but working 40 hours a week and then just having a weekend is just rough. So just escaping from kind of normal life at any time you can is just a really great time. All right, so found camp for the night. It's actually a spot I've been previously, and it's a really good one. One benefit to the site is that it's kind of in between two hills, so the wind at night isn't that bad. But it's also a downside too in the winter because all of the cold is going to settle right where I am, so that part's a little unfortunate. However, the difference of not having the wind might be worth it. Plus, as you can see, I have plenty of fresh drinking water. Well, needs filtered, but drinking water nonetheless. So I'm going to get camp set up and then I'll be back. All right, that is camp. Got my Lanchan 2 set up over here. And over here I got the tarp set up. I only have it halfway deployed right now. I figure this part I'll save for later in the night if it does get snowy. But this right here should be enough to hopefully cover fire as well as let heat and smoke escape without burning the tarp. That was my idea at least. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty nice spot. All right, so now I am going to start gathering some wood, and then once I get a decent pile started, I'm gonna have some late lunch and hopefully get a fire going here soon. There we go. Just to show how big of a piece I'm cutting into. It goes across this whole path. So if the rest of that is as dry on the inside as that piece, it's gonna make for some really good firewood. All right, so as you can see, I lowered the shelter a little bit. I brought it down one level, so now there's only one section of the tarp overhanging the top. So I cheated a little bit. Not when it comes to gathering wood. I definitely did that. I got quite a bit. I've been gathering wood for, I'd say, at least about an hour. This big piece that you saw me cutting earlier, it's actually a big piece of pine. That's why it was so hard to cut. There is literally, it's full of resin, like entirely full of resin, which means this whole thing is gonna burn awesome. So that's really nice. I cut a couple smaller pieces off of it, and then the rest of it I'm gonna kind of burn over the fire and toss it back in as pieces fall off. There's no concern of it causing a fire out here, obviously, right now. So right now it's just kind of, it's gonna be the easiest way to save some energy. But the reason I said I'm cheating is I brought some fire starters, the ones like this, as well as some fat wood to save me some time. I knew that depending on which spot I get, it might be hard to find some good dry wood and dry fat wood especially. Obviously that wasn't really the case, but little chunks of it are going to burn a lot easier anyways to get it started. And then I got plenty of twigs and stuff to really get this going. So let's go ahead and start this fire, and then I'll make some really late lunch. All right. Yep, there we go. Might have got it. There she blows. All right, I'm gonna let that thing start up a little bit. I'm gonna move these fat wood out of the way. I'm actually gonna use twigs first, and then I'm gonna put the fat wood on top of the twigs. These are small enough and dry enough that I think these will burn. I don't wanna smother it though, so we'll see. Either way, I'm gonna throw the thinnest piece of fat wood in right now, right above the flame. So the second that it breaks that, it'll actually catch, and then we'll go from there. All right, fat wood's got some fire touching it. This is going much better than my last winter trip. My last winter trip, I didn't even get a fire. All the wood was frozen right down the center, and I ran out of fire starter. All right, let's put that fat wood over there and go from there. And you'll see that thick smoke. That's not actually from wet wood. This is actually from the resin of the fat wood. All right, once it starts breaking that line, I'll start putting more on top. Okay. Don't want to lose any of it. Now some of this stuff back here is wet, and that's completely fine. You just want to really make sure you start with dry stuff. That way you can really get a good flame going before you start putting anything wet on. Now you see how thick and black that smoke is? That is definitely resin. You can see it's churning it out of there. Oh man. All right, stop right there for now and let some of that dry out a little bit before I toss any more on so I don't smother it. Oh, of course I'm sitting right where that's gonna go. Ha ha! Let's see, am I good right here? Yeah, down here I'm relatively okay. It's not ideal though, so hopefully the wind direction changes a little bit. We'll give it a minute. But I'm about to start some late lunch. I'm gonna make some mac and cheese and hot dogs is what I'm making right now. So hang on. All right, real quick, didn't even grab my mic for this. I pulled the tarp over here because it was getting a little sketchy. That as you can see, the fire grew pretty quick because of that resin, and it was starting to spark up at the tarp, and I just don't want to risk that, so I took it down for now. All right, today we are trying out some new gear. I am finally trying an alcohol stove. Reason being is that it's really cold out today, and it's going to be even colder tomorrow, so getting a boil with an isobutane is going to be very hard. As long as I get this lit, shouldn't have any problem, so let's go. Oh. And I got this nice little thing for it. It is the Zen Camps, little like triangle copy it looks like. And it has a little tray to put the alcohol stove on, but honestly, it slots right into this anyway, so why would I need it? Oh, you know what? Oh, there's a trick that I saw on another YouTube video. Let's take a stick, dip it in, light it, and then light it. Oops. Set it up a little more. Oh, it's definitely going. Never mind. Yeah, that is an invisible flame. That's crazy. Yeah, it's lit. All right, that's a thing. Don't put your hands too close to that when you're not sure if it's lit. I'll give that a minute here and let it bloom, and then we'll get it going. You get this little piece to put over it so that it essentially doesn't let your pot fall in if it's too thin. Mine's wide enough, I think, but just better safe than sorry. All right, let's get some water boiling. boil that out. A little sticky from the starch from the pasta. That's okay. We can deal with that. No big deal. Not a bad experience for a first time with an alcohol stove, though. I'll take it. That actually turned out pretty good. And this silverware I'm using comes with fork, knife, and spoon. It's actually from Jetboil. I typically don't buy anything from Jetboil just because I think their stoves are extremely overpriced. However, their cooking gear is actually pretty good. I got their Jetboil Summit skillet as well that I'll be using later for dinner. And genuinely, they make some pretty good cookware. Still think their stoves are ridiculously overpriced. They do work great. However, you can get something that works just as good for like 20, 30 bucks. So in my opinion, stoves aren't worth it still. But yeah, mac and cheese looks like it turned out great. Mm-hmm. Now let's see how those hot dogs turned out. Now, if you're not from Pennsylvania, you might never have heard of a Smith's hot dog. If you have not heard of a Smith's hot dog, you need to come to Pennsylvania just for one. Their natural casing is the best out of anywhere. I've had them all over the place. I lived in California for a few years, and the food that I missed the most was Smith's hot dogs. I'm not even kidding. That and pepperoni balls, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, these are amazing. So let's see how these turned out. Oh, and I am using horsey sauce to dip. Whoop! Almost kicked over my mac and cheese. Oh, okay. Let's see how these turned out. Oh, if I don't cramp up by leaning over wrong. Oh, my body doesn't like growing older. It's like I'm not even that old, but one by one, like my body's just telling me more and more that something's just not happy. Nice and smoky. That's great. That turned out perfect. All right, I'm going to enjoy this. See you later, guys. All right, as you can tell, I put the tarp back up. This is finally calm enough where it's not sending giant embers out from the beginning. And yeah, long story short, it started coming down. Like it was snowing hard for a minute here. It just stopped again, but now that this is back up, it should help a lot. Because this fire should go for quite a while. I mean, those are some decently thick pieces left in there. And I still want to be out here for a while. But yeah, it was coming down for a minute. I had to clean off all my gear, kind of get all the snow off of it. Everything got covered in snow, including me. But everything's all situated now. So now to kind of sit back and relax for a second after I clean up this pot. Whoops. All right. Now I think it's time you guys see why I'm the backpack gamer. So this is my Nintendo Switch. Yes, I brought that all the way out here. I enjoy doing this at night, mostly in the tent, but sometimes when I'm sitting by the fire too. It's just a really nice way to relax at night after all the work you've done, or just in general. It's just a really peaceful way to sit out here and relax by the fire or fall asleep. But I have this for now. I actually, other than my installed games, I brought Animal Crossing with me because my girlfriend bought it for me for Christmas, and I've actually been wanting it finally because of the Nintendo Switch 2 update that just came out. And yeah, I tried it and I love it. I've been playing it for a few weeks off and on, and I'm really having a good time. So I'm going to play a little bit of that while we're out here. Whoops. All right, and now we're doing Inception now. Oh, how do I do this? Ah, there we go. Now this is what I call Inception. We're sitting by a fire while sitting by a fire in real life. And to make it better, let's cut some wood. All right, well, you guys don't have to watch all this. I'm gonna play some games here, and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we're trying something new tonight. I've never made bread dough while on trail, so this is definitely a first for me. But I brought a bag of flour with some salt in it. I'm not doing any yeast or anything. And I am going to make some kind of like mock pizza dough and make a little kind of trail calzone, if you want to call it. So wish me luck. I'm going to need it. All right, first things first, I got to put a half cup of water in here. And what's really cool is my new water bottle actually has markers, so I can kind of tell when I put the right amount in. That's nice. I mean, I could use my pot too, but I might as well just go straight from the source and make sure I be careful not to go too far. All right, maybe like one more drop. Woo. All right, that should be good. And now I just kind of got to mix it up in the bag and see how it turns out. So I may need more water, but if there's anything I know about dough, is once you add too much water, it's kind of too late. So I'm gonna take my time and see what happens. Oh, and I moved to this side because that smoke was getting ridiculous. Thankfully it's not snowing right now, so this is okay. How are we looking? Yeah, I'm gonna put a little more water in there, because it's not quite forming together. It's kind of just in shreds right now. Probably would work better with warm water too. That might be part of it. I'm using cold water, so it's probably not working nearly as well. And I mean very cold water. So, but it's starting. I can definitely feel it starting to form. So that's a plus. Let's see what we're looking at. We're getting there. Maybe. I don't know. No? Okay. Oh no. This isn't looking very promising. I'm not that hungry anyways, so I think I'll just have some beef jerky and my nuts. Not my nuts. yeah, I think that's gonna be a lost cause. That's okay. It was worth a shot. I'll do it with some warm water sometime in the future, or try it at home first. But I'm not that hungry anyways, so that's the good news. And I have plenty of food other than this. I have a whole bag of beef jerky and some cashews, so I'll probably just have that. Yeah. And then breakfast is gonna be great. Tomorrow we got eggs and bacon and sausage, so it's gonna be a great morning. But yeah, I'd call that a failure. That's good. All right, guys. I think my next update, you'll see me in the tent. All right, it's finally time to relax in the tent. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but snow's starting to come down again, so it's good timing. I was under the tarp anyways, so it wouldn't have mattered, but hung out there, listened to some more music, and kind of relaxed by the coals for a little while. Got blown on them to bring them back to life and whatnot, but I stayed warm and it was nice. I'm still warm right now. I just got in here and I'm going to lay down and play some games. And then also, I have downloaded some episodes of Fallout, the second season, on my phone. So I will be watching that before bed. But for now, I will see you guys in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. I actually slept pretty good, surprisingly. Uh, sometimes in the woods, you wake up quite often just from being uncomfortable or cold. This system worked pretty well last night. Last night I used my Kelty 20 degree down sleeping bag, my SOL escape bivy, paired with my whoopee over the top, and it did pretty good. I stayed dry all night, even with the escape bivy. Whatever moisture I had expelled properly, which is awesome. So that is great. The only thing that got wet was the top of the whoopee. I must have, in my sleep, at some point put it over my face because it definitely got a little moist. But no, other than that, I stayed dry. I stayed warm. Only woke up like every 2.5, maybe 3 hours, and it was just long enough to get rolled over and get comfortable. So I'd say that was pretty good. It is 15 degrees right now. Looks like by the time I leave here later, it's only going to come up a couple degrees, so it's going to be a cold morning. But certainly not the coldest I've been in. So anyways, I'll see you at breakfast. Stay right there. All right, it's about time I get some breakfast going and get some coffee going. Sorry, it's a little early still. Just, well, I've been up for an hour or two, but it's just when you haven't had your coffee yet, it's too early to talk. We'll just say that. I already got the fuel in the stove from last night, so that's easy. I think I'm going to add a little bit to it though, because I'm going to be heating up some coffee and cooking on it right after. So I'm going to need to deal with that. Alright, should have enough left after this. We'll see. Should be able to boil and cook before this even runs out, but we'll find out. I've never really used one of these until yesterday, so here's hoping. Oh, speaking of cooking, this right here is what I'm going to be cooking on. It's kind of frozen to my bag for it right now, though. Holy crap. Okay, there we go. So this right here is the Jetboil Summit skillet. I'm really excited to use this. I have not used this in the woods yet, so I'm very pumped. Cooked a few grilled cheeses at home with it to test it out, and it works great. And I already showed you yesterday, I have the silverware here, the fork, knife, and spoon. Really like these so far. They're really nice, so really enjoying these. Okay. That's okay. Got a little Melinda's ghost pepper sauce for the eggs. Kind of excited about that. Yeah. There we go. Oh, here's the ingredients for that pizza pocket I was going to make. I'll make some dough at home and I'll salvage these because it's cold enough these will stay good till home. So this right here is actually how I pack my eggs. I have them in a Ziploc baggie and then in aluminum foil. And within this foil, I actually have them encased in kind of like some insulation, kind of done with some paper towels. And then I have them in this Coughlin's egg holder with another insulating layer of paper towels on the inside of these. I imagine they froze, unfortunately, so we'll see if I even get to cook these properly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. Worst case scenario, I don't have eggs and I got lots of food. Best case scenario, we get some eggs. It's so cold that I doubt they made it through the night, though. Yeah, it doesn't sound like those are liquid anymore, but we'll see. It's hard to tell. Might have broke them now, but well, the yolks at least. I guess we'll find out. Where's my bacon? There's my bacon. I got the pre-cooked bacon to make it easier on myself. Same with the sausage. They're just frozen. So it should make life a lot easier today. Because when you can, it's nice to save a little bit of fuel while you're cooking. And when you have to cook from fresh, it can be a little longer. I mean, obviously the frozen links are going to still take a minute, but yeah, it's okay. All right. Hopefully my mic doesn't die during this. I see a red light over there. We're going to find out, I guess. And I also have some ghee. It's very frozen now, but it should work fine. And then for coffee today, I have Cafe Bustelo, just the instant packs. I like mine a little strong, so I'm using 2 of them. Now, when it's warmer out and when I really feel like taking the time to make a better cup of coffee, I do have an AeroPress at home, but this will do just fine. Like, these are actually not that bad. And then I didn't picture myself filtering it just because it's so cold and I didn't feel like it. But I did use my Sawyer Squeeze with the CNOC bag to filter this water this morning. I had about this much left last night and I just left it there and it froze. So, I mean, obviously it was going to freeze. I wasn't too worried about it. So, yeah, but plenty of fresh water. Okay, where's the line here? So I need 12 ounce and that is right there. Okay. Okay. Oops. All right, here's the idea. I still have some fire starters, so I'm gonna start one of these, get a stick going off of this, and then maybe get it in there. That's the idea. Hopefully it works. Or even use the one of these. Okay. I think that's a better idea. I could light one of these up and I could just shove it right in. Let's do that. I'm good with that. All right, so note to self, preheat your fuel bottle by putting it in your coat or something with you for a bit, or sleep with overnight, similar to isobutane, because it's still, even in cold weather, not working very great. And that's that would have saved me a lot of time right now, not having to do this. And the slider keeps going out, so this is not helping. So I might have to resort to the ferro rod with that fire starter. I'm thinking that's going to be the case. Yep. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna do that real quick, and then yeah, I'm not gonna do it right here just because I don't want to have to move it where I cook. So I'm just gonna do it over here real quick and get this thing started. There we go. Woo! Don't fall in the creek. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. I'm gonna keep this just for a sec, just in case. Ooh, it's starting up slow, if anything. I know that. We're starting to get there. Come on. It's like a ghost flame. Those are crazy looking. Like, it's literally a clear flame. Like, I can kind of see it, but it's like white. There we go. Come out the sides, and then I'll call it a day. I'm gonna put this over here for now. I don't really need this anymore. How are we looking? All right, I'm gonna put this on top. Try to get the snow off the base. Wow, that's crazy. There's already a layer of ice on the top of this water. All right, I think I heard a bloom. You see? Yeah, we are cooking. Let's go. Let's get some water. And then I am going to make some breakfast finally. Woo! Oh, that was fun. Ooh, that's hot. Whew. Mm. Ooh, that smells good. Yum. Kind of sit those right in that butter. Or ghee. Same thing. Now, as long as those eggs are savable, we're going to be in some good business right now. Ooh, yummy. All right, looks like this pan is a good combo for a alcohol stove. I know it says in its packaging to only use it with an isobutane, but looks like it's working pretty good to me. I would never use it over a campfire. However, with alcohol stove, it's even cooler temperature than a isobutane. So typically, I imagine this would be completely safe to use with it. And looks like it's working pretty good to me. Okay, I'm going to scooch these over a bit and make room for some bacon. Don't really need the extra butter on the bacon, so I'll just kind of, throw oil, you know. That's what I'm going to do today. That could have been worse. All right, so hold on to your cook set when you do that, apparently. Don't be stupid. Looks like it's all flowing that way except for a little bit there, so it should be good. I got 4 pieces of bacon, so We'll see. Oh, that was fun. That was close, man. One of them is kind of in pieces. That's okay. I'm just going to do a couple like this first, and then I'll throw the other ones after. Man, those sausage are looking yummy. And the bacon really just has to warm up, so the second I see any sizzle on those, I'm going to flip them and get them out of there pretty much. Speak of the devil. Let's do that to this one. So for these, I'd probably prefer a set of tongs, but it's totally doable. See, you can flip it against the edge like that one. Alright, this one I'll call good. They're not going to be pretty. I'm just going to throw them on a paper towel that's in an aluminum foil ball that I had from the eggs. So they're not going to look real pretty, but I don't care. It's bacon. It's all that matters. Oh, I had more than 4 pieces apparently. Unless they're literally just all in pieces, but I pretty sure I had maybe a little more than that. Ooh, yeah. Woohoo. This turned out perfect. Oh, I just really hope the eggs turned out okay and I can save them for today. I don't know if they're going to be usable. Eat these little extra bits that are in the bag. Not making that mistake again. Okay. Okay, I'm going to scooch these over this way. All that ghee over this way, ideally. Okay, so my phone somehow turned off in the middle of recording last time. I think it's just from the cold because I plugged it into my battery bank and it's still at like 20%. But yeah, as you can see, the eggs worked out. I'm letting those go another minute or so here, and then we'll have some breakfast. I'm gonna let my phone charge for a minute. All right, so I'm finally packed up. It is past noon already, so I'm definitely later than I normally leave. But I took my time this morning, and then while packing up, every few minutes I would throw my mittens back on to warm up my hands so that they didn't get too cold while I was doing it. So yeah, just one more 360 real quick of my area before we head out. All right, see you on the trail. Whew, okay, well, that was fun. I just got done crossing, you can see it behind me, back there. That tree in the back over there, the only way you could get across without getting your feet wet was a couple rocks right before that, and then it was a pretty big jump right before that tree. So you basically had to make a jump, hug the tree, and shimmy around the tree just to actually not fall in the water. So, and with this pack on my back, that was a bit of a struggle. I was kind of falling back as I was shimmying. So that was fun. But no, it's been a great walk so far. I got a good bit back still, but it's been pretty fun. It's beautiful today. I mean, it's only like 15 degrees. I think it said it's 16 or 17 by the time I left. But yeah, it's been a nice walk so far, because when you're walking when it's that cold, it's really easy not to sweat, which is nice. And then on top of that, That means you don't have to stop as much, because yesterday it was kind of in between. So even though I was wearing just this, it was very easy to overheat still, which was not ideal. So I had to stop quite often yesterday to keep from sweating. But yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna attempt to go closer, just because if I go down that hill, there's a pretty high chance that I am going to slide down into the water. And we're not doing that today. Maybe in summer. But that is the waterfall of the Morrison Trail. It is very beautiful, really nice to see in the summer. Awesome still in the winter, as you can tell. But man, it is absolutely gorgeous, and it would be a really nice place to sit by for lunch if you walk by it during the day in the summer. All right, time for the uphill ascent. All right, now that we are done with the majority of the uphill, well, the worst part of it at least, I can talk for a minute after I caught my breath. So I hope you're enjoying the video so far. This is my first really long video for this channel, so it's kind of an important one to me. This has been a really fun trip, and I am planning to do one of these per month for the channel, as well as 2 uploads per week at a minimum. So you should see my videos coming out every Thursday around 4 p.m. and every Sunday around 2 p.m. So if you don't see a video, then you might want to wonder what's going on with me. So got another video that's actually probably released right about now. So I hope you guys enjoyed that too. I think it's about my power banks I use. Just to follow that up, on that video, I can confirm the Anchor is definitely the best out of all of them when it came to working in the cold. All 3 of them did great. They all worked fine. The Anchor one though, I had less issues with speed. The other ones, I think it was just due to the fact that it was so cold, they were being throttled. From what it seemed at least. So they were charging very slow. But they worked, and the wireless charging worked too on the one. So that was great. But yeah, I'm gonna continue on the trail. Probably see you back at the car. Alrighty, that's it for today, guys. Looks like today there is a lot less people. I'm thinking people did not want to come out in 15 degrees. I'm thinking 26 like yesterday was apparently their limit. It is kind of cold. But yeah, if you made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. This is a pretty new channel, as you can probably tell. Wow, my face is like numb right now. Yeah, there will be way more of this. So if you like to watch stuff like this and you want to see this once a month, definitely subscribe. And even if you just like gear, certainly do, because I will be reviewing gear many times per month, and you will have a guaranteed video at least twice a week from me. So yeah, have a great day, YouTube.